There was a report today that on the body of one Hamas fighter, they found a copy of Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler's book. Then you've got this, Rebel News in London, interviewing a pro-Palestinian supporter. Take a listen to the messaging there. It's not 7.
If the West feels so sorry for the Israeli Zionists, why don't they give a place in Germany? Why don't you go to Hitler's back garden and make an occupation there? Then they will know what kind of people these are. Why every so many 100 years, the Zionists get slaughtered? Because Hitler knew how to deal with these people.
Oh, great. Hitler knew how to deal with these people, says the man. I'll give you one more. There is, it's random, but it's interesting. There's some woman on Hinge, a dating website, and she went on a rant. This is her attempt to win over suitors, Konstantin. Hitler was doing the world a favor. Now look what y'all got us into. I'll show you what I think of Jews. If I could go back in time, I would go to 1945. My sole purpose in life now will be to have kids and figure out how to go back in time so we can finish the Jews. Free Palestine, burn the Jews, gas them again. I realize this is some rando, but we could do this all day. You and I could be here all day with the amount of Hitler rhetoric that's coming back. He's their new hero. And yet these morons on the college campuses don't seem to be making the connection.
Well, right. The people who spent 7 years calling everyone a Nazi don't recognize Nazis when they're directly in front of them. Isn't that amazing? And by the way, this woman wants to go back to 1945. I mean, I'm not a historian exactly, but I think by 1945, we were kind of done with her lot
it was
by that point. So.
It's pretty wrapped up, sister.
Yeah, it was pretty wrapped up. So this is the problem with these people is they're incredibly stupid and ignorant on top of the hateful rhetoric that they bring. But yeah, I mean, this is the point I keep making to people over here in the UK, Megyn. If you want to talk about the far right, this is the far right. This is the far right. This is what it looks like. It's people who are racist, who are homophobic, who are sexist, and who want to kill Jews. How about we focus the attention you've been focusing on people that you've been calling Nazis because they made a joke in a comedy club 20 years ago on these people instead. And maybe we can actually get rid of the people who do hate the Jews and who are hateful and bigoted and racist. But they don't make that connection. And it's because, as we've been talking about, they've been brainwashed into this ideology.
At MIT, I mean, I got to be honest, I expected at Brown. I'm not surprised to see this kind of thing at Yale or Stanford. MIT, that's just where like the math wizards go. That's where like the future quants go for their education, and they're going to make good money, and we're going to rely on their big brains and their ability to be superhuman calculators to do what needs to be done in that field. What the hell is activism doing at MIT? No place is immune. We played the video the other day of a math lecture being disrupted by this pro-Palestinian, and the teacher's like, could you just wait until I finish the calculation and then you can do your thing? Anyway, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. Where now there's been, we didn't play it? Okay, let's watch it. Here it is.
Can I just finish this line and then I'll give you the time, right? Go ahead.
As we witness the ongoing genocide of Gaza and MIT silence, free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Oh, shut up and get back to the math. I mean, honestly, like, how ostracized do these poor people want to be? You're already a mathlete. You can't add pro-Palestinian, anti-Jew to the list. Like, work on it. Okay. Then Jewish students were prevented from attending classes by a blockade of hostile anti-Israel students and saying that we fear this school is no longer safe for Jews. They, 4 hours after this protest began, the administration finally said, get out of here, leave. Otherwise, you're going to be suspended. Guess what? Only the Jewish students who had shown up actually listened to the order. The pro-Palestinian students stayed. And then MIT president Sally Kornbluth said, those who remained, you're going to be disciplined, but it's only going to be, you can't go to extracurricular activities because we understand most of you are here on student visas from other countries. And because now the politicians are threatening that you will be deported in various states if you come over here and support terror, we're not going to sort of get you on anybody's radar, because if a student is academically dismissed under federal law, their visas can be revoked. So Sally Kornbluth decided to run cover for these kids, leading John Podhoretz to post on X, "I see. So if you break U.S. law but are a rich foreigner, you should stay at MIT rather than MIT helping you to be deported. Good to know." This is the state of American campuses. You can't even avoid the activism when you're just sitting there trying to do your math.
Well, these institutions are riddled with it, and it's not just colleges; it's also schools. I mean, elementary and up. These ideologies are getting taught at a young age, as you know, with the gender woo-woo and all of the rest of it. And as to your question, how is it that these super smart kids are convinced of all of this stuff? A friend of mine, Michael Malice, said something to me which I thought was very powerful. He said, "A smart dog is easier to train." And that's what is happening. Just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you're not going to fall for this stuff. Ideology is a very powerful tool. And I keep, we forget how powerful it is. But actually, all we need to do is look back a few decades in our history to see that human beings are incredibly susceptible to two things: ideology and charismatic, powerful leaders who will use that ideology for evil. So watch out for both of those is my message to people in the West. And starting with ideology, any ideology that tries to pit different groups against each other, that says, oh, men and women, they're not supposed to work together. They're not supposed to get married and have kids and raise them together and collaborate and look out for each other. No, no, no. Men and women are enemies. Or black people and white people, they're not supposed to work together and get along. No, no, no. They're enemies. Or whatever other groups it might be. Anyone who tells you that, be very, very suspicious of those people.
I've got big news from Bonner Wines. This is only for the true adventure seekers who are looking for more in their wine drinking experience than your grocery store big box wines. The Bonner Private Wine Partnership is releasing a wine so rare, it sells out practically every time it's been available. They invite you to come on an extraordinary journey to remote vineyards where a never-before imported gem has wine enthusiasts everywhere raving. Picture this: at altitudes of up to 9,000 feet, grapes defy nature's harshest challenges, thriving in poor soil, enduring extreme UV rays, and facing thin atmosphere and volatile temperature swings. The result is this one-of-a-kind extreme altitude Malbec. Now, I've arranged special access for my listeners to get a bottle of this rare wine. Here's how you do it. Go to bonnerprivatewines.com/MK, BONNER, privatewines.com/MK, and become a member of the Bonner Private Wine Partnership. But act fast, you don't want to miss your chance. Visit bonnerprivatewines.com/MK now for wine at 50% off, plus free shipping. bonnerprivatewines.com/MK today to get your wine delivered directly to your doorstep. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.